Good morning, Algebra 1. We're going to go over our test review. Starting with writing algebraic expressions or verbal expressions for whatever we're given. The first question, it says write an expression for 3 times x squared minus 4 times x. Alright, so what we want to do is just evaluate what operations are actually happening. So the times is obviously multiplication. And then I'm just going to drop all our variables down. We also have a minus sign in there. So we have 3 times x squared. It means the power of 2 minus 4 times x. That's pretty much it. We don't have to write the multiplication sign between a number and a variable, so we just write 3x squared minus 4x, and that's your answer. Okay. The next one is writing a verbal expression for 3n minus 8. Just as I just read it to you, that's kind of how I'm expecting you to write it. It is multiple choice, so you have to look through the options, but I suggest writing it out first. 3 times n minus 8. That's it. Sweet, easy peasy. I look over here, I have 3 times n less than 8, and 8 less than the product of 3 and n. Now, okay, just a real quick refresher. When you have something that has less than in it, you want to read it backwards. So if I said x less than 10, I want to write it backwards. 10 less than x. Less than is minus sign. So that's how you would write that. So in this particular situation, it would be 8 less than the product of 3 and n. Okay, the next part I like to go over are the order of operations. Just a quick refresher, I've taught you grouping symbols, exponents, multiplication, then division, as long as they come in order, left to right, adding, then subtracting, left to right once again. Whichever comes first among these two, and the multiplication or division you're going to do first. So the first problem is evaluate. Evaluate just means solve, just find the answer. Evaluate 4 plus 5 times 7 minus 1. Okay, so the order of operations says to do the grouping symbols first, which will be our parentheses, our square brackets, or if we had absolute values, we would do that first. We don't have any of those, so we just move on down. We don't. Exponents would be next, and we don't have any of those, so we just keep moving. Multiplication, division, whichever one comes first as we read left to right, that's the one we want to do first. We have a multiplication 5 times 7, so that's going to be 35. I'm going to rewrite everything I haven't used. Then we go through our order of operations again. I've done all the multiplication. There is no division, so now we are adding and subtracting. Once again, that's a left to right thing. As we run into it, we want to do it. So we have 4 plus 35, which is going to be 39 minus 1, which I just wrote everything we didn't use. And one last step is subtraction. It's the only operation left, which is going to be 38. So our answer here is 38. Okay. The next one, evaluate 3 times 16 minus 9 plus 12 divided by 3. Looks like a doozy, but let's still just go through our order of operations. First order of operation is to do anything in the grouping symbols, which is our parentheses. Right now, it's 16 minus 9. 16 minus 9 is 7. I'm going to rewrite everything I haven't used. Parentheses are important. This just illustrates that this is multiplying, which I get 3 times 7, plus 12 divided by 3. Next operation would be exponents. We don't have any exponents, so we're good to go. Next one is multiplication and division as we run into it left to right. So I get 3 times 7 first. That's going to be 21 plus 12 divided by 3. I'm only rewriting this so you don't mix up stuff. You could do these at the same time, but to keep it a little simple, let's just rewrite it. Order of operations again. I still have a division to do. We're here. Division, 12 divided by 3 is 4. And just rewrite what we haven't used, which was plus 21. Last operation is, drawing the arrow for left to rightness, it's adding and subtracting, which is also left to right, but we only have adding, so 21 plus 4 is going to be 25, and that's our answer today. Okay, one more evaluate, and then we'll go to substitution. Evaluate. I say one more. I see 2 more on this. Evaluate 16 times 1 plus 4 times 18 divided by 2 minus 9. Truthfully, I would like you to pause the video and see if you can do this one by yourself if you haven't already answered it or you review. Pause. If you didn't pause, here we go. Order of operations, we're going to do parentheses first. Within the parentheses, we got a couple things happening. We have division and subtraction. We need to do the division first. So 18 divided by 2 is going to be 9. And then we're just going to rewrite everything I haven't used. So I didn't use the minus 9, so minus 9 plus, I'm kind of writing this backwards. Totally writing that backwards. Next order of operations, still in the parentheses, because that's our first grouping symbols. 9 minus 9, which is 0. Draw those lovely parentheses again. It is important whenever you have a number next to a parenthesis that is multiplication. Order of operations says I do my exponents next. I don't have any exponents, so I'm good to go. Let's move on. Now do multiplication and division as it occurs left to right. So, left to right, I run into 16 times 1, which is just 16. And then I'm going to rewrite everything just so I don't mix up my order of operations. Next, we still have a multiplication going on, 4 times 0. So left to right, I guess 16 plus 4 times 0 is going to be 0. And then 16 plus 16, last operation is just 16. Sweet. Okay. Let's see. Evaluate. Alright, hopefully you remember something about fractions through your 5th grade year. I think that's about when you guys start learning fractions. This last evaluate. 4 1/5 plus 9 plus 2 3/5. Alright, don't let fractions freak you out. One of the big things here is we have to get everything with the same denominator. We have 5, we have 5, we need to get this to something over 5. The easiest way to do this is just take whatever number we have, times it by 5. Well, 9 times 5 is going to be 45. If I was to reduce that, how many times does 5 go into 45? We get 9. So this is how you do it. As far as these mixed numbers, we want to get them into improper fractions, which is just top-heavy fractions. To do that, you need to take whatever number is here, times it by the denominator, then add it to the numerator. So just as a little circle. And it's going to be over 5 because that's what we want. So 4 times 5 is 20 plus 1 is going to be 21. Okay, same thing with 2 3/5. we want to take our 2 times 5, which is going to be 10, plus 3. I guess I should write this. 2 times 5 plus 3. It's going to be 13 over 5. And we're still adding. Now, once you all have the same denominator, the denominator stays the same, and we add the numerators. So 21 plus 45 is going to be 66. Plus 13 is going to be 79. So our answer here is 79 over 5. Sweet. Okay, we've done evaluating, we've done simplifying, we've done evaluating, and we've done writing. Now there's one in here that I didn't do as far as evaluating is the substitution. I would like you to try that. Come talk to me in class if you don't understand it, if you're not getting the right answer. Just quickly come talk to me, check with me. I'll be walking around and seeing if you guys did this one by yourself. Alright. Next bit